Hello YouTube, Ilsa17 here, but you can just call me Travis. And before we get talking, let's just talk about some Bear Mace, butchering the Colossus. That's what we're listening to here in the background. Yeah, this came out this year. Will almost definitely make my top 30. So yeah, death metal, check it out. As you can see in the title, I got an order in from A389 Records. I actually got it in on Monday, but I kind of felt like it warranted its own separate video, so let's do the video. So, I don't know, a couple months back, on Discogs, I ordered this 7-inch by Fuck on the Beach, called Fastcore on the Beach, and I didn't, know who I was buying it from. It was just whoever was selling it. That's how I looked at it. And it actually ended up being A389 Records, that it was the seller. And so I got this, and then they threw in this Integrity single, which is titled 7th Revelation, Beyond the Realm of the Witch. Prior to this, just like A389 Recordings, actually, A389 Recordings. I was ignorant to Integrity. I didn't know who they were or anything. I didn't know that they were like a very prominent band in the hardcore arena. And, I was like, cool, they threw some extra stuff. I will remember that at some point down the road. And eventually that time came. It all started when Mike Seatown, I can't remember if it was just a review or just he just did a vinyl update or whatever. But anyway, he showed off the new Integrity album, Howling for the Nightmare Shall Consume. And yeah, the way he talked about it kind of piqued my interest, because when I listened to that single that I just showed, I was like, oh, this is, it's cool or whatever, but it wasn't like, yeah, I need to check out more about this band. But anyway, the way he spoke about the album really piqued my interest, so I listened to it in full, actually, and I really liked it. And then, I don't know, maybe like a week or two later, Ross Hodo also talked, because he showed it on, I think, cassette, he got it, and he talked it up again, and I was like, damn, I listened, and so it made me listen to it again, and I was like, wow, this is even better than the first time I listened to it. I definitely will need to buy that at some point. And that point came. So I looked it up on Bandcamp, and I was like, oh, it's actually a pretty good deal. Plus I get digital tracks. And then I went and looked on Amazon. I was like, oh, it's even cheaper. Plus I don't have to pay shipping, because Prime. And then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go check on A389 Records, see if they were selling it. And they were. So I ordered it. And I thought, you know what, I'm just going to order a couple other things while I'm at it. I will come back, I'm just going to show some stuff, and then I'm going to talk about everything. So I ordered this, and then I ordered 3 more things. The first one, or the second one I suppose, is this is the debut album from Full of Hell, Roots of Earth Are Consuming My Home. And then I ordered Ilsa, the Felon's Claw, and then the fourth one I ordered was, I figured, I really like the Integrity album, so I was gonna just let's order another Integrity album. So I ordered Suicide Blacksnake, which was the one that came right before the most recent one. When the package came, the guy had left me a note that said, "Sorry, I ran out of copies of Suicide Blacksnake." So he just gave me a bunch of shit. So the first thing he gave me was this is Those Who Fear Tomorrow. This is actually the debut album from Integrity. And then 2 albums by Noisem, an album from Pulling Teeth, and then an album by Pharaoh. So, in regards to how I view it, I mean, Suicide Blacksnake versus this Integrity album, there's not much difference, because I'm just trying to, get into the band. And so him just throwing in all this extra stuff certainly makes up for the fact that the specific thing that I ordered didn't come. So yeah. So obviously I wanted to just kind of like showcase all the stuff and kind of shout out to A389 Records for just being freaking generous. But I wanted to listen to all the stuff so I could kind of, talk about it at least halfway intelligent. So yeah, let's start back at the beginning with the newest one from Integrity, Howling for the Nightmare Shall Consume. This record is awesome. you know, if you've been watching me recently, I'm just, you know, just starting to sort of dive into hardcore and hardcore punk and power violence and, you know, everything kind of in that arena. And yeah, this album just is really great. There certainly is, I don't know, I kind of feel like some heavy metal feel to it. There's like, the riffing is awesome, excellent soloing throughout. The first 5 tracks in particular are just like ripping. None of them are over 3 minutes long, although 3 of them are close. And then all the songs after that, none of them are under 3 minutes, although one of them is just barely over. 11 tracks. There's 3 bonus tracks, which a lot of people talk about bonus tracks. They don't like them. I personally love bonus tracks. Maybe that's because I've mostly listened to CDs for the majority of my life, so I don't really have I've never really had the problem of like, you know, like they throw a bonus track in like the middle of a CD. That doesn't really happen. It's almost always the end. So perhaps I'm biased in that way. Anyway, so yeah, you know, it has the Relapse OB strip. If I can make it the right way, you can kind of see the Integrity skull on the front there. A little bit. And then on the back, it's the same way, but it's the track names. You know, you can't read them, but you can tell that they're there, I see. But yeah, this album absolutely rips. Hymn for the Children of Black Flame, awesome. Die With Your Boots On is another awesome track. I was semi-hoping that was a cover of Iron Maiden's song by the same name, but this song is awesome, so I'm kind of actually happy that it's not. That... Here's the liner notes. Yeah, you know, I'm sort of just now, you know, diving into Integrity. Something that I know is that Dwid Hellion is the only guy that appears to be the only one who's been in the band the whole time. Now it kind of appears that, generally speaking, the lineup that is being used for this band is the one that occurred during like most of like the early to mid aughts, late aughts. That actually, furthermore, for the A389 story we got going on, also, I was noting that the songwriting credits for every song is labeled as Dwid Hellion and then a guy named Dominic Romeo, who I found out from doing research is the guy who runs A389 Records and is sort of associated with lots of the bands of the material that I got. So that was awesome to sort of stumble upon. It's cool, you know, to support a record label from a dude who's releasing awesome shit. But yeah, if you're into hardcore or just kind of like heavy metal or just whatever, I highly recommend this album a lot. It's just really good. Like I said, the first 5 tracks are just absolutely ripping. After that, all the songs are a little longer, a little more, what's the word I want? You know, they got more things going on. But yeah, just cool riffs all the way through. I'm not super into Dwid's vocals. They're okay. Yeah, that, you know, they don't hurt the music really. But I'm not like, yay, I love the vocals. But the guitars on this album, awesome. I don't know if Dominic Romeo is one of the main reasons why this album rules. He might be, in which case, please stay in the band because I would love to hear another Integrity album that sounds like this one. All right, enough talking about that one album. Let's move on. I'm actually going to jump into the debut album from Integrity. I was kind of interested, actually, this is a blessing in disguise. I was kind of interested to see what this sounded like, because this came out in 91, so we got like 26 years in between. And I gotta say, obviously this is way more hardcore-y than that one is, but it retains a lot of the things that I like about Integrity. You know, it has lots of good riffing. There's solos, which is awesome. Yeah, I actually really like. This is probably the second favorite thing that I got. So I'm full in on Integrity. Really happy to get this. I definitely will be getting more of their albums. I think I counted they have like 9. I think This one is on Magic Bullet. I think this is a reissue at some point, because this isn't the original cover. It might actually be this, or this CD comes from it. I remember it being very busy, but let's pretend that didn't happen. Yeah, Integrity, for those who fear tomorrow, their debut, also good. So yeah, like I said, I'm all in. Just gonna pick it up albums here and there. Okay, next up, this is Ilsa, the Felon's Claw. This is a doom band, death band. Definitely has a very crusty kind of sound to it. Just as a general thought, this order has really tested my my ability to genre tag, because there's a lot of influences going on here that kind of surprised me. I don't know if surprised me is the right word, but just there's a lot of influences happening on through all these releases, and I thought that was pretty cool. Anyways, yeah, doom death with a significant crusty sound to them. This is really good. The guitars are really super crunchy. Yeah, this is really good. Dominic Romeo was in this band at some point, I think, although he's definitely not on this album. I think this is their 4th full length. This one came out in 2015, A389 Records, as I think almost all the rest of these ones are. I will ignore the fact that a lot of these are on these slipcase style ones I just complained about last week or sometime recently. But you know, when you're getting a lot of cool free shit, you're not gonna complain about it. You just move on. But yeah, this album's pretty good. So if you're into doom stuff, definitely worth your time. I definitely will look into their other releases too. Pretty cool. Ilsa, the Felon's Claw. Next one up is the debut album from Full of Hell. Roots of Earth are consuming my home. My apologies. Yeah, Full of Hell is a band that I'm new to this year. When their album Trumpeting Ecstasy, I believe that's what it's called, came out earlier this year. I listened to that. It's super awesome, like grindcore, with obviously some like crusty hardcore-ness to it, but grindcore. So yeah, this is their debut. I definitely still need to pick up Trumpeting Ecstasy, and they have another full length. Then they have like some stuff they did with the band called Merzbow, I think is what they're called, and then some EPs or something other stuff. Anyway, back to this is their debut. This one, compared to Trumpeting Ecstasy, this one's definitely more has a hardcore feel to it than that one. But certainly has, you know, those grindcore elements that I enjoyed in Trumpeting Ecstasy. Oh, there we go. This came out in 2011 on A389 Records. This one is kind of a gatefold style where the CD is in the end here, but you know, still that not as bad as when it's on the inside there, but it still is, you know. Like I said, I'm going to ignore it. This is pretty good. I like Trumpeting Ecstasy better, but that's cool. This is still really good. So if you like Full of Hell, if you like other stuff, or at least Trumpeting Ecstasy, which I feel like I've said that album title like 20 million times in the last couple minutes, listen to this because you'll probably like it also. Alright, and then here's all the stuff that was just totally thrown in. Sort of, I guess the Integrity was sort of also thrown in, but whatever. Okay, Noisem. I sort of just knew of this band, at least the name of them. I think I knew they were grindcore, but I don't know if I actually knew it versus assumed it. But yeah, they only have 2 full lengths. I got both of them. They have, I think, some splits, and I think they do have an EP also in between. This came out first. This came out second, I think 2013, 2015, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it's just blasting, straight up, punch you in the face, grindcore. Cool stuff. Again, it has kind of like hardcore elements to it, a little bit of crustiness. I was surprised by how much like crust is involved with this with the stuff that I got. only listened to, you know, these ones I've only listened to, the ones that I have remaining. I've only listened to them like twice at the most, I think. But no, good. Both these are A389 Recordings. But yeah, pretty good. This one's called Agony Defined. I didn't say that, which I don't believe I did. And this one is called Blossoming Decay. Yeah, pretty good. I'm excited to, you know, listen to these some more and, you know, kind of really take in. But you know, after a couple listens, I'm not disappointed. Pretty good. So yeah, Noisem. All these bands are American, I'm almost certain. In fact, most of them are from kind of like the Maryland, Pennsylvania kind of area. Next up is a band called Pulling Teeth. This is a band that Dominic Romeo definitely was in. In fact, he is on this specific release. And yeah, this one is kind of a hardcore, thrashy thing going on. Pretty good. You know, it's got some good riffing, some solid soloing. This one's a 3-panel with, I thought it was interesting that this is open, but there's nothing in there, but whatever, it doesn't really matter. This one's on Firestarter Records. This came out in 2011, I believe, if I remember correctly. All this stuff is, you know, freshly looked up within the last week. But yeah, this is pretty solid. Again, only listened to it a couple times, so don't have a whole lot to say about it, but definitely not terrible. Pretty solid. I don't know why I said not terrible. Okay, last one up is this band is called Pharaoh. The album's called Negative Everything. This is a doom band. Definitely has a crust feel to it. Even parts of it sort of are black metal-y. Specifically the song Crying Mother, that opening riff, just really has a super strong black metal vibe to me. This is pretty good. This is off Translation Lost Records, licensed by A389 Records. Again, only listened a couple times, but pretty good. I enjoyed it. So yeah, pretty cool. So yeah, you know, I already had a good experience with A389 Records when I ordered the Fuck on the Beach 7-inch, and you know, I had a great experience this time too. You know, I ordered 4 things and I got like, count 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ordered 4, got 8. So plus, you know, the main thing I wanted was this, and I got it, and this album rules. So very happy with A389 Records, or I said it wrong like the whole video. A389 Recordings. Very happy with them. I will definitely be ordering more from them in the future, and you should also. And yeah, I'll be watching Dominic Romeo and seeing what music he puts out, because it's pretty cool stuff. But yeah, just wanted to make this video to highlight them and, you know, show some praise, because they deserve it. So yeah, thanks for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Tell me about your experiences with A389 Records. I feel like every time I feel like I hear someone talk about them, I feel like they're throwing in free shit all the time. So, you know, they're doing great things. They're doing great things. So yeah, leave some comments. I don't know. Anyway, have a good day.